Okay, I think I'm done with the setup. I hope we're all doing well this evening. I'll move over here real quick. There we go. Hey, Ando. Hope you're doing well. I kind of realized something like while I was setting up. I can always count on you to say one thing, and one thing only every time you join. And I'm going to consider it your catchphrase from this point onward. As of, also, yes, we are almost at 400. We're currently at 108 away from 500, and I kind of realized that today. Trying not to let that go. Trying not to be too excited about that, to be honest. It's still an accomplishment even if I do get there, but we will see how it goes. Anyway, it has been a minute, everybody. I hope you're all doing well. Oh, yeah. I know, we were 7 and then, like, someone popped up away, which, it happens. So. But, yeah, Table, good to see you here. Okay, this needs to be a little bit different. I probably should keep working on this piece, but I also want to work on some other stuff, too. Like, I want to complete the diorama, and I should complete the diorama. But I also want to just paint some models that are not this. Like, there's a 2,000 points. I do want to keep doing that. I haven't sat down and painted in a while, so I'm like, in my head, what do I gotta do? You want to do some dark AdMech? That sounds like fun. Sounds like a lot of fun. Okay. I think I've decided, yes, I'm going to continue with this. As much as I want to do other stuff, I'm going to continue there. I also have another thing. I wasn't planning on playing any Warhammer this week, but I got reached out to someone to be like, hey, you want to play some Warhammer together? And it'd be a night-on-night fight, and I'm like, I really want to work on some stuff that I've been putting off for a while, but also, like, that'd be pretty cool, even though I know I'd get my butt kicked. No, there's not, but what you can do is kit bash. You can always kit bash. Honestly, yeah. They are, not he, they are. Let's do this. Just gonna get this brush to look okay. Or probably not. No, that one needs to be. I could see you Table being that, like, cartoon villain, mustache twirling villain. I could see you being like that. Just see, like, a wooden table stand over some railroad tracks with a... I'm trying to think. Like a stone table tied to some tracks or something. I'm trying to remember, like, what the lore is again to all this stuff that has happened. I don't know about eating. Okay, I gotta pull out models. Or not models, I gotta pull out paint. Let's see, I'm gonna need black, and I think I'm gonna do gold and something else there. Oh, God, it's been charging once in the future. I don't even know what I want to do. I don't know what I want to use for paints. Is the metallic paint still decent? Like, do I need to pull more out? Or is it... It's usable. Metallic paint's weird. No. No. You leave you and Table's love child alone. honestly, just get a bunch of, like, green stuff and other bits and just... I honestly, I would buy AdMech models and make them even more mechanically, if you could. Maybe even throw in some, like, demon cultist models. There we go. I mean, I say give it a try. See what happens. No. Okay. I need to find a better way in the future how to keep these things on stuff and pinned, because this is going to be really annoying if I can't actually paint things without losing paint off previous things. Ooh, but I should have asked. I haven't asked yet. How's everyone been? It has definitely been a minute. I know I said it's been a minute, but asking you guys how you are is very important. I hope you're all doing well. I am doing good. I am tired. But I'm tired because I've been doing physical labor and I've been out in the sun all day, so I'm a little bit low energy. But I think this will be a good thing to get into. Good. That's good to hear that you're decent. I feel like decent is the bare minimum that we all need to be. I'm awake, I think. I've been thinking about video stuff recently. Like stuff I want to do. Definitely taking advice Ando gave me into consideration. And want to get some actual stuff put out. Not just these streams. Even though I do enjoy being on stream. I think streaming is, in the grand schemes of like doing videos and all that stuff, streaming is like the easiest I can do because I turn on the camera and I just speak. But I know there's a lot more to it than just that. And yeah, let's see. I'm trying to go in my head about my weekend. All that. It was a fun weekend, I'll say. Did some camping on Saturday with some friends, which I haven't not done in a while. So that was nice to be out in nature and just enjoy not being on the phone. Like, we were at a place that had absolutely no service whatsoever, which is surprisingly nice. Did I see the Warhammer Skull stream? No, I did not. What happened during that? I've not really kept up with Warhammer in like the past couple days. Can you, for the love of the Emperor, stay on the freaking pin? What's up, Eternal? Yeah, I did hear briefly that Skitarii were added to it. No, we'll keep using the black on that. Do, 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 do. Still haven't tried playing Dark Tide recently. Really should. Stop. Stop doing what you're doing. And go there. And there. In most of the universes, you would probably have ended up pushing with the great good, you guys. Yeah. So, from what I'm hearing is, there's no possible universe that we could get you to join the Imperial side. You're a Xenos player through and through. I feel like you should be. It's good to hear that Dark Tide like still gets updates and all that stuff. I mean, when was Dark Tide like released? Like how many years ago? The Xenos are a lot of fun, Ando. I actually went looking for the Red Terror this past weekend. All the boxes sold out at my local game store. So that is... I will have to wait for everything to be released as its own model. And not this big box. Which is probably for the best. I don't need to spend that much money on... I don't need to spend all that money on that stuff. I've spent plenty, and I need to focus on paying... I need to focus on being an actual adult, as much as that sucks. It's like, what do you mean I have to pay bills and all that other stuff? Can't I just be a kid and play with my plastic toys? Really? It released that recently? It was 4 years ago? Again, I know 4 years is not recently in gaming term standards, but it's recently, at least in my mind. I thought Dark Tide was like a 2018 or something like that game. Ooh, that's a good question. Are Krieg in Dark Tide? It's a very important question. Where did the term man-child come from? Like, I guess it is just someone who's having a tantrum. But, like... I swear I'm awake. Maybe I should have made a cup of tea before popping on stream. I mean, I understand the basics of like what a man-child is. It's just like... Okay. I don't know where I'm going with this. My only thought is, why would someone act like an actual child? There is no point in that whatsoever. I get it. Like, we all want something done our way. We want to feel all that stuff. But then, you know, you'd be too powerful if it was just free, because the Krieg would just go running around hitting everything with shovels. Nurgle. You fight Nurgle demons. Yeah, you do fight Poxwalkers. You also fight Nurgle cultists. Ooh, besides the Chaos Space Marines, are there any other Nurgle kill teams? Because now I kind of want to play like a Darktide inspired kill team game. Come on. Actually, now that I think about it, you're probably right, Eternal, but it just clicked in my head. With the new Nemesis operation thing that came out, I wonder if you could use that to make a Nurgle-themed, like, Darktide mission. Ooh. What's up, Francois? Good to see you here. It has been a minute. Really? I mean, I guess I understand why they changed it, because Kill Team's like a, in quotes, better name. Wait a minute, can't you use, the Chaos Cultists as the kill team? And then they can just be, like, Nurgle inspired? You're building another Wraith Knight. Oh. I wish you luck. Ugh. It all just kind of clicked in my head. Couple things. For like a couple different kill teams, you could use the Traitor Guardsmen as Nurgle cultists, because those have Ogren and the because like they have the Ogren and their Enforcer. I think that would be really cool. And then also throw in some actual Chaos Cultists. Ooh, I kind of want to run this now. A Dark Reaper Wraith Knight? What's a Dark Reaper? Is that just like a... Is that a Dark Eldar thing? Or is that a certain craft world? That might be it just for that arm. There probably is like a little bit more I should do there. Like an actual power effect. As much as I could do a wash, I'm not a fan of what happened to the washes last time. If I am going to wash, it is going to be on the armor. Fuck. There we go. Nope. I get it to actually... Okay, we'll keep that apart for now. I'll come back to that, because I might do something with that. I know this is done. Oh, excuse me. The next two I have to work on him is the helmet and the claw. And then I can move over to the blade guard. It's an aspect warrior shrine. You play... Okay, that one. Huh. What's better, Deathcore Krieg or Steel Legion? I know both have their own aesthetic, but like, which one do most people think is cooler? Happy gas mask noises. Okay, we got 2 for Krieg. I mean, they are, but I feel like with like Armageddon, they're about to become a little bit more known. Gotta do black on this. You know what? I will agree with that. The Krieg did get their own minis before the Steel Legion did. But I think I said this before, I would almost like just change a couple things on the Deathcore Krieg model and make it a Steel Legion one. Which I know that's what GW wants you to do. They don't want to make a whole bunch of new models for a whole army. I think that was the same idea with the Cadians and all that. Oh, I'm going to go back to my week and all that. I'm now a year older. I'm a year closer to death. This past Friday was my birthday. And I will admit, I didn't do really much for it. I think I thought about streaming Friday, but I wanted to spend my Friday evening playing a game with just friends and enjoying it. So, I spent my Friday evening playing Battle Golf. I think I did read somewhere that, yes, they are like the firstborn of old noble families. That's why they are called like firstborn and all that. I was tempted to get some of those models, but I'm like, I don't really need these special guardsman models. It just more for like the coolness factor. The Cadians are worst of the guard? Explain yourself. I'm curious on why they're the worst of all the guards. Is it model, or are you going to bring up that their planet is destroyed, like the one thing they're supposed to protect? Okay, you know what? Fair enough. I will agree with that. Well, I think that's like that's probably why GW went with like the Cadians, because it's like it's generic army man. Like, okay, you can take a Cadian and you can take the Cadian model and almost go in any direction with it and make like your own army faction, I guess. Or no, your own is it Legion? Like is it actual Legion for the guardsmen? Didn't have to be, but yes. Yeah. You know, I will actually agree with Table that I think the Krieg are a little bit overhyped. They do have good books, and they do have cool looking models. I haven't looked at all the guard armies and all that stuff. Okay, regiment. I thought I heard somewhere that they like said Legion for like their stuff, but I was wrong. But to go back to what I was saying earlier, I do like the Krieg. The Krieg have cool models. I remember listening to their books and really enjoying the books. So the Krieg do have a cool like factor in my heart. I like the Valhans a little bit more though. I really want the like Valhallans to come out with their own models. When the Kaivis Kane model comes out, I'm grabbing it. You just play PSF of the Rock? What is that? PSF, Persian Sandfire? For some reason I wanted say Purgeon Sand Viper, because I think that's a cooler name for like a regiment. Oh, PDF. Oh, planetary defense. Yeah. I will admit, the PDF gets shit on really hard. But, like, they're also the first line of defense against everything in 40k. Orcs invading your planet, the PDF are going to deal with it first. Tyranids coming in, PDF deal with it first. I remember listening to, it might have been like Dead Man Walking, something like that. Where it was Krieg versus Necrons. And you followed a Commissar, a PDF soldier, and a few other people. And the PDF were treated bad. I will take Table's advice. I will take if he's only saying, oh god, for some reason I want to make a joke about Table only having one leg, and I can't seem to make it work, so it's not going to work. What's up, Coffee? I hope you're doing well this evening. You're just jealous you can't get those cheese wheels, Eternal? I am doing good. Oh no, I fully know like that they're not a regiment of like renown. They are literally just for that planet. They are the, like, if you don't join the guard, and, okay, if you don't want to travel the universe fighting for the guard, but, like, you still want to fight, then you join the PDF, and you stay on your planet. Is that Table or some other imposter? I'm pretty sure it's Table. Maybe not. I need some Wraithbone. That's what I do. Not drinkable. Yeah, do not let Ando be anywhere near your biomass. Yes, that is what the PDF are. Lies, you fool. I don't believe a single letter you type. National Guard, aka Nasty Girls? What? Where does that come from? I've never heard that before. Yeah, I would agree with that. The conditions are based off the planet you are recruited from. I would not want to be a part of the Katachan PDF. That sounds like hell in a handbasket for me. Oh. Wow, I'm learning something new about the French. Ooh, talking about the French, I was thinking about my Sisters of Battle and my Knight armies today. Well, I say Sisters of Battle army. It's not really an army. It's just like a squad and 2 characters. I was trying to come up with some lore for the Sisters and Knights, and I'm thinking, besides the color scheme I have, I'm going to base off the Sisters in one place in France. Wait, really? This whole time I thought you were French because of Francois. What? Yes, they are one of the reasons. What do you mean you're scared? Also, yes, I will bully you. Because you threaten to eat Mouse or myself like almost every stream. Table. Yeah, but if you survive, you'd be... Yeah, if I survive, I'm being put into the, like... If I survive, I'm being put into the Catachan Army Guard and being sent off to the planet. No, thank you. Yeah. I'm gonna put Mouse away. Mouse is gonna go away. Damn. I was really excited that like we had someone from France in this community, because I know I've been trying to keep track of some of the countries that everyone's from. France is one of those that I kind of want in this community at some point. I want a good Frenchman or French, like, person. I want a French person to be a part of this community. Just one is all I ask. I regret starting stream now. Thank you, Francois. What's up, Shovel? How are you doing? Oh, you did? Oh. I see that now. I will look at it when I can. I can pretend. What is up with the, like, the Mandarin kanji you guys are sending? Why did I get added? Ooh, what? The last thing Mouse sees is just your cat. Great. Ando, I thought you were German. Eh, it doesn't matter. Does not matter. I lost my train of thought. I distracted myself. Your cat looks like a cat. I don't think it's ugly nor anything else. It is just a cat. Um, well, I guess we like giving me flashbangs tonight, huh? Don't we? Also, Coffee, I hope you get that squirrel out of your house sometime soon. I feel like we're going in a very weird direction with this conversation. I thought my community was wholesome, and now I'm learning it's not. It's full of degenerates. Can I go back to like 10 minutes when I thought everyone here was wholesome? Please. Ooh. What Titan would I want? I think I want the like I want the Psychic Titan. Yeah, I want the Psyker Titan. Eternal, if that's all you guys talk about, I will literally end stream. That is not a conversation I want to have. So, and if you guys got some fun weekend plans, I am going to ignore what was, all that. I haven't looked up a Warlord Titan. I feel like I should. Kind of get the image of it. Ooh, last time I went to a tournament, someone did bring a Warhound Titan, which was kind of fun to see. Like, I've never seen a Titan in person before. It looked kind of weird. Ooh, it's good to hear, Coffee. What models are you going to work on this weekend? All that. Ooh. Okay. You know, if we ever get bored of this, we could just play the most British game out there. It honestly makes me think of Table every time I look at it. What's the difference between the Reaver and the Warhound? Like, is there a big size difference, or are they about the same size? Like, the Warhound actually, like, has the posture of a dog. A Neurolictor, Armiger, and a Space Wolf Dreadnought. Ooh. Those sound like some fun projects. Big size difference. Okay. So the Warhound is the smallest Titan, and the Reaver's the next size up. Is that correct? And a Warlord's even bigger than that. Okay, I got it. Also, I'm gonna go back a moment. I haven't played Magic the Gathering Draft in like a while. It's fun. The like couple times I've done it, just like making a random deck from just whatever I pulled out of packs. I do have a Magic deck I want to build. It is a green-black deck. Yeah. Oh God, there was a book. I think it was an Iron Warriors book that had the Warhounds being the scouts, and then they got freaking annihilated by a like giant Titan. Yes. Yes, there are. Hold on 1 second there, folks. You don't think I know there's a Warhammer Magic set? I got my own Calgar. I bought the Space Marine one as soon as I found out about it. I got that. The Neurolictor you're painting up. Ooh, that's cool. And women, surprisingly, I found out too. God, that sounds like a huge model. I'm gonna grab the, I think I have it. Yeah, there it is. For Magic fans, this is the commander I want to build. I don't know, I saw this art and I'm like, I want it. So I'm working on building that one. But I'm not much of a Magic fan. I'm more of a Warhammer fan. Dude, I want to start collecting Pokemon again a little bit. But I can't afford the prices and stuff. That do I like opening the packs and trying to get them that way? Yes. But I think I'm just gonna go and like buy the cards I want. I really want to make a fossil binder, like a binder full of every fossil card that's ever been printed. Hopefully I can get one while there's still a Kabuto out there, before that guy that bought every single Kabuto card snags them all, or is buying every single one. Okay, I did a bunch of little stuff. Now I'm like, what do I need to do? Honestly, I know I need to do the metallics here and here, but I think with the way this kind of is, I'm not going to be able to do much more work. I almost just want to glue this whole thing together and start working on it like that, because I got the inside done. No, I gotta do the claws and all that stuff. I don't even listen to, like, there's only one guy I've watched and he opens packs and be like, should I open this or should I keep it sealed as like his main catchphrase. I think every time I watch him, like, this is so... I want to say dumb. It's not dumb. It's for entertainment. I know that. But watching... Like, seeing the amount of money they spend on cards is flabbergasted. I'm flabbergasted every single time. Do I have... Oh, I do have a metallic. It's still good. I think what I'm going to do for these claws... Actually, what I want to do for this guy in particular, or at least for this part of his arm, I want to make this one seem like it's damaged and it's bleeding. And that it's held in a... Well, the best way he can is just resting position. I hope so too. I will admit, being a kid, buying Pokemon cards, they were so much cheaper back in the day. Compared to now, I look at them and I'm like, I don't want to spend $10 on just a pack. These are like worth $5 at most. Like, they're not worth anything. And why do you ask such a question? And also, I have another question. Do I have to eat the 200 pounds of grass in one sitting, or could I eat it, like, through a certain amount of time? Also, how long am I becoming a tree for? Am I able to be turned back? Or am I stuck as a tree forever? Is there a third option? I don't think you could physically eat 200 pounds of grass. Like, could your body... Like, could you try and eat 200 pounds of grass? Yes. Could you do it and not hurt yourself in the process? No. See, no, there is a third option, and that is die. He said in, like, one sitting. But then that's, like, the question of, like, how long is the sitting? Like, could I like, eat one piece very slowly over, like, a week, and then that's considered one sitting? Finish your plate. That is a big plate. Well, yeah, no, we're gonna finish the plate, but the question is, how long are you giving us to finish the plate? Like, how long do I have to finish this plate? Well, you see, then, like, the grass sounds like a better option then. Also, could I, like, blend up the grass and just drink it instead? Like, is that a possibility? God, that's a lot of fiber in your system if you do that. That's a lot of fiber. I mean, people do that already. People, like, do grass smoothies to begin with for their systems. I'd find that weird, but they do it. And which one are you picking? That's my question. Why order another tank? You're going to be adding a lot of flavoring to that grass smoothie. Oh, talking about minis, I know some of you have seen, but there is a new channel in the Discord. For those that I want to try and make it easier for people to get into Warhammer. So I made a channel where if there are models that need a new home, mostly it's like if you find something on eBay and it's a good enough price, and if it's badly painted, like, it's a way for people to buy those models and start their own army. That's the idea behind it. It's just to be like, oh, this is a poorly painted model for sale, and it's a cheap price. Buy it, redo it yourself. Although, I've also posted, at least from my area, I went on Facebook and saw, a whole army for like $625. It is a lot, but the person is selling each one individually a lot cheaper. You do have to pay for shipping, but if you spend over $150, then you don't have to pay for shipping. So that's not a terrible deal, and you can either use the paint job that one's on or not. Are you taking lawn clippings or grass? I guess it's the grass was collected by scythe. That is the only thing that I will say. They collected it by hand by scythe. I thought about the idea, and okay, the other reason why I made it is I had the idea of if there's a model that is poorly painted and I bought it, I don't need any more models for my army, so I would paint up in the color scheme that the person was trying to do, and then have a little auction raffle thing that people in Discord, or maybe I'd make it a Patreon thing, that you go and you spend, like, whether it be $1 or $5, I'm not sure where I'd make it, and you get a ticket, and then this puts you in a, like, raffle wheel spin, where once the model's like done being painted, I spin it on stream, and then that's the person that gets the model. And it's like every time we do that, different model, all that stuff, it goes off to someone different. But I do realize that it is very expensive on my end to do that, because some of those ones you don't look at the shipping, and the shipping's a lot more than you expect. Base it off of grass, like actual grass, because you want us to eat grass. Also, while I'm freaking here, I guess I'm gonna start putting this guy together. I probably should, so I can then paint him properly. Yeah. Wheat's a grass, right? Okay. Something like that, I think. Yeah, let's try to glue that. Grass, or what? You're gonna try painting it as a rye field? You know what? Good one, Francois. Good one. There you go. Okay, we're gonna leave that there. Is it? It's new to me. I don't think tobacco's grass. I'm not sure how to answer that. I don't think we should answer that. Also, welcome to Stream Alone. I hope you're doing well this evening. Emma, that's another name. We can do that. Okay, and I need that. We're gonna try and get this. Yeah, I didn't think it was a grass. Its leaves are way too broad to be a grass. It's more like a, not like, there's another plant called a plantain. No, plantain's the banana one. But there's also another one that I think called plantain a little bit. And it's, most people consider it a weed, but it's actually Read it beneficial if you get a bug bite or a sting. If you chew it up and you put it on your spot that you got that, you can like keep the swelling down and the itching down. Okay, maybe these two will actually work and stay. This one I need to do lots. It's something different. Maybe I can get these two to actually work. Nope. Yeah, probably. That's fine. Ooh, could you do like a purple grass? I know there's a grass that people like buy for their lawns, like an ornamental one or a mental, and it's the color purple and stuff. So I think that would be cool to see. No, that's not where that needs to be. That needs to be there. Yeah, there's an actual purple grass. I'm not gonna thank you for anything. I'm not gonna thank you for anything, Francois. This damn... I think I need to do the super glue instead of the plastic glue. It's not really... I've not lied. I work for a landscape company. I know my grass. I work for a landscape company. Actually, I'm wearing my company shirt right now. I probably shouldn't in case, yeah. Nope, I need super glue. Okay. Okay, someone needs to let containment know. Jack has escape containment. We need to send him back like ASAP. That's there. And I don't like that I have to do... I don't like using the super glue anymore. There. That will stay there. Yes, yes. Now we're going to go over here and see what's going on. I am going to double check myself the actual name of the purple grass. Oh, it is called purple fountain grass. That's very cool. I didn't know its name, I just knew it as purple. Well, I think I think what we have to be able to contain Jack is we gotta call in Sergeant RAC. OON. Okay, for some reason, Francois, I feel like you're talking about like a different kind of grass and not like actual grass. I am saying Jack. Yeah, Jack. Oh, have I been saying Jake? No, yeah, Jake. Oh, Jack's the other. Okay, this is the problem with all like the J names. Also, how do you know I was a pineapple? I've been trying to keep that secret from everyone for so long. Oh, excuse me. I really should. It kind of hit me until now that I really should mute every time I blow my nose. I apologize to everyone that joins and hears that. It's all plants that you can plant in the art, and they all prefer shade. Oh, well, that's good to know. Now the real question is what zone hardiness are they? No, I don't actually care. I don't need to know their zone hardiness. Anyway, now I gotta do his head. No, actually, I do gotta keep his head separate still. And it's gotta stay separate because I gotta do the eyes and everything. Well, good night, coffee. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I wonder if they're purple because they, like, dark colors absorb light better. Like, plants are green because of... I can't remember the actual name for it. But I know, like, when they're kept in low light areas, they get more white in color, which is... Or there's some varieties that have a harder time collecting light because they have white in them. Okay, where am I in my whole freaking painting thing? I am, like, lost in what I should do next with stuff. Son of a bitch. I think I have to do the wash on the armor in order to keep it all the same color. And then I'm going to go in with definitely some blood for the blood god for the claw and around that cut. I want to make that cut look like it's bleeding. So I think we'll do that. The more you know. Okay, that's some blood for the blood god. Now I need soft tone. We're gonna go in with some soft tone real quick. keep that right there. Peak painting, you can never concentrate for this, but you're loving the Warhammer books. The books are so good. I actually thought, say that I need to listen to some books again. So, I am painting up a Reaver Captain. This is for a art competition that I'm a part of. The main thing is that you got to do a diorama, and the premise is a duel. So I'm having this Reaver Captain be in a duel with a Blade Guard vet that I have. Like, there's the shield for the Blade Guard vet and a few other bits. I've been trying to focus on just doing the Reaver Captain, get it up to where I want it to be, and then go from there. As for colors and stuff, I don't have a specific, like, warband. That's the word I was looking for. Warband that this guy's a part of. The idea was literally just, what is the opposite of my chapter's first colors? And it is straight up just white and black. So I'm trying to do like a little yin-yang thing as well with it. I sure hope it is. It's the second time I've done a diorama. I'm hoping to make it better than the first one. I think I have until the end of the month to get it done. And I've known for a few months, so I'm just going to dedicate my time to try and get it done. But yeah, I might do a Chaos Warband in this color scheme, but this also might be just a one-off character. Still something that I'm going to use on the tabletop. Also, how do you think black and yellow would look for a Space Marine book? You're still new to Warhammer. You know the Imperial Fists are yellow. You don't know how it would look with a black accent. Isn't black already a like secondary color on the Imperial Fist? I think black and yellow would look really good, because it makes me think of like bees and stuff like that when you do black and yellow, or like Bumblebee from Transformers. I think it would be really good. The hard part you're gonna deal with is if you're doing yellow, either you're building up to that yellow and you're going to need a lot of like layer coats unless you do a different base color and then do the yellow on top of that, or you prime it all in yellow and then you're going back in with the black, and every time you make a mistake you got to go and cover it up with the yellow, which would be a pain in the butt as well. So I think it's doable. I would keep the black to like a very small secondary color. Size of the Emperor. Ooh, I think I remember seeing something about the size of the Emperor. Weren't they in like the next like Astartes trailer or something like that? Yep, okay. Dude, the Astartes short film was so good. I wish the creator made more before GW scooped him up. I look forward to when there is an Astartes 2 out. Because it's going to be a banger. I know it's going to be a banger. People are going to see it and be like, what is that? And they're going to look up Warhammer and they're going to be like, I want to do that. Mm-hmm. Kind of hit me for a second. I probably should have said this earlier. Table, if you're still here, I know you said what earlier about there is a game that I think perfectly sums up the UK, and I'd be interested in playing it on stream. Ooh, yes, you could do that. Oh, no, I've never played Bully. No, there's a different one that, it came out, I think, last year or the year before. It's, I'll look at the name. I have it, I played it once. And I want to play it again. It's just like, it's a game that if you play once, you really already know like what's going to happen. I think it's... Yeah, the name of it is Thank Goodness You're Here. It's a funny little game. I almost call it stupid. It's not stupid. It's funny. What's up, Eternal? Welcome back. Thank Goodness You're Here is a funny little game. And I found out it was actually made... I gotta double check. But it was like made by a small indie studio that was like only 2 people. They did get 1 voice actor. Like, it's the only other voice actor, I think, besides, like, because there's only 2 voices in the entire game. It's 1 guy and, like, a girl. But you can hear when it's different. It's the gardener. There's a vampire show out. And is it Laszlo is the guy's name? Like, the character name, I think, is Laszlo. His actor is a voice in that game. And I think it's very funny. But again, this is what I think is funny. Not that it actually could be funny. And let's hit that with a little bit of... Okay, I think we're good there. So now I can actually work on things properly without too much of a problem. That's a lot of paint colors. But yeah, that's I guess one way to do. Are you doing Imperial Fist or Size of the Emperor? Was that the name of it? Yes, Size of the Emperor. Which one are you saying the color scheme should be for, Francois? Can I actually also stay focused here? I think I need to stay focused. I should work on the sword and try and make that look Like it's got a power effect. What color should I do the power sword with? Lamenters. Oh. Lamenters are another one that I might tempt to paint as well. Most of the time I do blue for my power sword, so I feel like I should do red. But if I do red, I'm afraid people are going to think it's blood, and it's not blood. What if I did green? I think green could be fun. Yeah, why not? Let's try it. I am open to suggestions. Blue for power swords, red for force weapons, green for nemesis force weapons. Yeah, it probably should be blue. Ooh. Well, I wanted... It's really whoever volunteers for judging. So far, the slot's been filled by one person. But if a bunch of people apply, then I will kind of go off and see, like... It's pretty much what they posted in the past. Is you volunteer? Okay, so then both our slots are filled then. Because I'll be honest, you, Eternal, and one other person... Honestly, I wanted you as a judge for a while. Because seeing how you paint, I'm like, you know what you're doing. You know what you're talking about. I don't feel like I know jack shit about anything with painting and all that. Also, that also means that you can't compete. And that kind of instantly stops what... That stops you from winning. Because in my opinion, if you got in, you're like number one to win. And that is... unfair to everyone. Allow me to paint different colors while maintaining cohesion for my army and different units. Ooh, yeah. So, it's you, Eternal, and Paint is the other guy that is judging. I like Paint stuff too. He's mostly a Dark Eldars guy. Now I'm kind of curious, like, what is a Nemesis Force weapon? I'm going to look that up real quick, because I am curious. He doesn't post... He's posted a little bit of this stuff in Discord. He doesn't post often. What is a Nemesis Force weapon? A Nemesis Force weapon is among the most potent personal melee weapons that can be employed on the battlefield of the 41st millennium by any faction. Each individual craft Nemesis Force weapon such can take the form of halberd, warhammer, sword, or any other type of common close combat weapon. A potent combination of advanced power, protection, circuitry, and arcane psychic arts. Nemesis Force weapons are extremely difficult to maintain, which along with their high quality makes them rare in the Imperium of Man. The ability of the weapon to channel... Ooh, okay. So it's more of a psyker thing. I liked the idea of doing it for this, because it's a Reaver. They probably stolen this from someone and all that stuff. But on that same topic, probably should keep it as a power sword because a force weapon is so rare. I'll keep reading. Weapons in close combat against psychic or warp-tainted foes. The power unleashed by Gnosis directly corresponds to the level and ability of an individual psyker. A Gnosis force weapon is especially effective when used against a foul mortal or demonic force. So this would be more used by Grey Knights. Oh, and I scroll down. Our Astartes of Grey Knights who form a powerful... Yeah, that... Okay, that kind of decides that. Well, enjoy the rest of your evening, man. Good to have you here for a bit. Ooh, pink and like Skaven Warpstone? Ooh. I like the idea of it being... See, the thing is, like, I paint my power swords as though they're like a flaming blue sword. And I want to do the opposite of that, which is either a red. Ooh. I mean, green is good. I like green. But now I got the idea of like Kylo Ren's lightsaber in my head. And I kind of want to do that red now. But I also don't have to, because there's already a lot of red on the model. Yeah. I like painting power swords. You kind of just go with... Well, how I paint power swords isn't really a power sword. Like I said, it's a flaming sword. But the idea is like you're just doing lightning and all stuff. I'll pull up one that I have to show you guys. I actually have I have two variants. So, this isn't the very first one, but this is like the most blue I have. I've done this style power sword. It's not, compared to what I like, it's not good, but it works for what I do. What I really like doing is this. So you kind of see from the base, picture it more as like, you're looking at a flame, so that white part there is the base of the flame. And then I grow up gradually in blue colors till I almost kind of get black, but it's just a very dark blue. And that is my flaming sword style. I like doing it that way. This one? Oh, that's not a bad idea. But yeah, Also, when I'm saying, like, opposite colors of my Marines, like, I'm trying to do the opposite colors. Yes, there's still black on it, but, like, the armor's black, the armor's white. Blue is for the cloaks and stuff. That's the idea. I like... The idea is that our flame, or our swords are just burning so hot that they're blue. But yeah, the cloaks, they're blue, so I did red on this guy. That's why, like, I want to do red for the sword, but the cloak's already so red. Honestly, screw it. Let's do a flaming red sword. I've not done one before. I've always done blue. Let's go with red. I know it's painted metallic. We'll go with that. Ooh. Hello, original. I'm gonna read off your comment real quick. Hello, everybody. I'm thinking of painting it purple with pink highlights. Would be different, or electrical blue with violet highlights. Sulfur volcano. Is this a model that you're working on? What model are you working on? You piqued my interest. Purple with pink highlights would be interesting. But almost an electric... I kind of want to see more like the purple and pink highlights a little bit more. What paint did you use to fade... What did I use? Oh, okay. Well, you guys seen the paints before, but... I've really only used 4 paints. Actually, sometimes I do use a contrast paint depending on it, but the 4 paints that I use for the swords, let me get the model out real quick. I base it all in black first. So it gets based in like matte black. And then I work from my darkest color to my lightest. So then I use like deep ocean blue as the next color. That is literally like the tip and all that. And then I will go from there and use my regal blue that I use for like my Space Marine armor and all that. That is the next blue that I use on the sword. And then this is kind of where it's either contrast or not. Because I have a few colors. So I'll either do a white as the very bottom and use like this Pilar Glacier at the very end, and that will like tint the white a little bit. I don't use it often because it doesn't really work as well. I'll either use a turquoise, which is like the Hydra turquoise I have here, or I will use the Ahriman blue. I don't use this one very often. I don't even use a turquoise very often. It is really just like, I haven't done it in a bit, but now I have them. So how do you paint your swords the hardest way? I guess so. I've done some with like a speed paint and I'm not very happy with it. This is just the way that I like doing it. Some other ways or other paints I will use. Let me pull out my two. I've also in the past used Storm Fiend contrast paint for the swords. Where to go? I just dropped it. There it is. I don't know. I like spending time messing with the paints and trying to blend them together. For me, that's how I enjoy painting the most, is actually spending time blending the colors together. It takes forever, and it's annoying, and I can never get models done quick enough, but it's how I really enjoy doing it. I watched like 2 video guides on how to do flames, and that's how I did it. Like, I watched one video on how to do like red flaming swords, and I'm like, I'm gonna do that in blue, and I did it. Actually, I don't think I have that model anymore with the blue flame. On my Instagram, I have my very first models I painted. I had my very first power sword I ever did upload there. It's no longer a part of my collection because I repainted the model, but I might have done it the same way before. Ooh, yeah, that is also a video I watched. Because I did make lava bases as well. Actually, I have a short on how to do that too. But yeah, I looked up a bunch of different ways of doing it, and that was one of them, was lava bases and stuff. So like, yeah, I've done it before. What about Thunderhawk Blue and Macragge Blue? Never used those paints before. How blue are they? Like, are they very blue, or are they like, okay, are they on the, are they a lighter blue, or are they a darker blue? I know you're probably watching me, Francois, and you're like, what the hell are you doing? But this is just kind of how I know how to do it, and I am going to try and do it this way. I'm also going to do this to try and, like, show Eternal, like, my little method of doing things. Would you guys want, like, a little, Oh, okay. Macragge Blue is an ultramarine. It's a navy blue, and Thunderhawk is a blue-gray. I'd almost skip the blue-gray and go with something like a little bit brighter. Let's see how well I can do this. Let's see, my darkest one is my corn red. Let's give that a good... Set that right over there in the thing. The main thing I keep in mind when I'm doing a flaming sword is like, what does an actual flame look like when it is burning and going up? Like, how many gaps are there actually in between the flame? Like, being able to see the black underneath or barely covering the tip a little bit is very important, in my opinion, when it comes to doing this. Because if you don't allow your previous colors to show through from below, then it's not going to be realistic feeling, or at least be believable. Depends on your intention, Monarch. I use both of those for my swords, but mine are not glowing or hot. They're metallic iron in the lore. If you want hot, try Behemoth Blue. That is what Francois was replying to for Monarch there. And then Eternal, oh no, you're already on it. I was gonna say Shovel was messaging you, so. Make sure that, and this is the last one. I gotta keep that hovered. Give it a ghost flame look? What does ghost flame look? That sounds really cool and I kind of want to try. I'm going to just slide those out of the way. Can't really see chat all too well, but I will in a moment. I'm like, the playlist is about to end, and before ads start playing, I want to jump on and stop it before it does. Oh, like spectral fire. Ooh, that's interesting. Okay, and we're gonna cut it. At least for now. It will come back. I hate ads on. I want to find another way to play music without using YouTube, because I hate the ads at the end. There we go. And let me just actually. And there we go. Be back on it. Okay. Or do Gilliman's Flaming Sword white with a thin down contrast of Frostheart blue. Ooh. I can picture it. I can picture what you're talking about. I will look it up either way. Ghost. Blue ghost flames. Yeah, that is very. That is kind of what I try to go for when I do the blue. Okay. Sorry, I gotta keep going. I'm already down the road of doing red on this. I'm gonna keep doing red, but I will definitely take that in the future for the next time I do a sword, Francois. I will keep that in mind for myself. Let's move that right there, so I'm not going to just... And I will ask again. I guess this is more a question for Eternal and all that. Would people want a YouTube short version of how I do my flaming swords and all that? I know there's a lot already out there. I'm more asking for if that's something people want to see. I'm not opposed to making that content. I just want to know that there is some sort of how I do the blue flaming sword or how I do a red flaming sword. Because you asked like what I use or what I do. So I'm asking if someone wants a YouTube short for it. Okay. Well, I will make that be one of the, like, 5 I make. Because I have, like, 3 in mind. And I want to make 5 before I post any. So I will keep that in mind. I think at the end of the day, it's really a lot of, like, color blending. I didn't realize that's what it is until recently. Like, that's what I try to do is blend my colors together. Problem is that also my paints do dry very quickly while on the model, so but I do try to like feather out the colors just a little bit. So I can keep seeing the previous colors from before. So like with this one, this is just like 3 colors. This is black, corn red, and dragon red. And I'm already at this point in color. That's something I want to try doing is wet blending. Like I realize I try to wet blend, but I do it wrong. But it still works, and I don't know how or why. Like, I have a wet palette, my paint should stay wet enough, but by the time that they're on the model and I go and get to the next one, it's already dry on the model, so I'm not able to wet blend before I have a chance. I think glazing is another one I also tried to do. I think I understand what glazing is. It's just like taking your color and just like tinting the next one. I think is what it's like. I need to like double check my... I need to look up how to paint again a little bit. I did for like a while, like look up how to paint, and then once I started doing this, I stopped. And I feel like I need to do it again, and I need to spend some time practicing what I do. Ooh, I will say with the way that I do it, at least for these flame stuff, if there's any imperfections, that's perfect. Because in real life, flames aren't perfect. They're always moving. There's always some sort of little imperfection. And that's what makes it even better. So I'll just show that off real quick. Oh, it might even just work for like a red blade in general. Ah, okay. So sometimes I do try to glaze, but I do it wrong. I'm realizing that, like, I'm trying techniques that, like, I've heard of them, I try them, and I end up doing them wrong, but I sometimes get the same result, so I keep doing what I was doing before. This might be the only time I actually mix these two together. I'm going to mix lava orange and that red dragon, or the dragon red together. And that will be my next color. So when I jump to orange, it ain't too much of a change. Use a dry palette to make glazes. Okay, so you wouldn't want to use a wet palette to thin the paint to make it a glaze? You rather it be on a dry palette? That might not work. Hopefully I'm not taking too much paint off of where I just did before. I apologize for being quiet. I'm like... Oh, okay. Well, that's something new. Yeah, I apologize for being quiet for a little bit. I got a little focused on what I was doing. But no, a dry palette will allow you to add water until you get paint to be as thin down as you need it, and check its transparency before applying to the model. I wonder if that's what my paint is supposed to be. Maybe not. You can't really see the orange that well on this one. But we'll move up to the next layer. I mean, I have a wet palette. It just... Sometimes I add too much water. I like my wet palette. I'm very happy with it. Actually, I think I need to add some water to my wet palette. How does it look on your guys' end? You can barely see it, but if I bring it up, I still really can't see it. When I take the photo at the end of the night and post it to Discord, I will make sure to show it off. I know friends saw you won't be able to see it. Ooh, that's not a bad... Yeah. You know what? Getting a paper plate and stuff like that. Using that as the dry palette, it's not a terrible thing at all. No, not a paper. Well, why not? Why not a paper plate? I think a paper plate would work just fine. That was bad. Did not mean to do that, but I did. That was so good replaying. Yeah, but then I can just get, like, the paint's gonna go bad anyways on the plate. At least that way I can throw it all away in one thing instead of trying to clean off a plate. I don't like doing dishes. I don't want to do dishes. You missed a lot. I'm working on a flaming sword now. That is what I am doing. Kind of show that for a second. Actually, yeah, people have worked from like the brightest up to the darkest and make black be like the last thing they put on. I work the opposite. I make black be the base and then I go from there. The bottom doesn't look good. I'm not a fan of the way the bottom looks. But I got 2 more paints I want to quickly use, and then I'll be good. I just told you what you specifically missed. No, I definitely can. I'm not. I'm just pulling your leg. I can definitely do that. I can do that very easily. There. Do I really even need to go to this orange? I don't think I need to do the Infernal Glow. I think I can just go straight to the yellow. This is not a color I use at all. This has probably not been used since I bought it. Because I don't paint anything yellow. I probably should change that. We'll see you later, Monarch. You know what? That's a good reason. That's a good reason as well. I think also the reason why I like blue more than red for this is because I don't think my method works too well with red. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I will let y'all be the judge of that. But I'm not the biggest fan of how it is looking. Or... no, I'm wrong. I'm full of crap. It's actually turning out okay. By the Emperor, what if missed? I mean, I'm sure you'll definitely be missed, but I also understand that you have a life and all that stuff, so... yeah. But there, I got the sword done. That is a flaming sword. I should try it that way. I'll try it in the future. But I think that works. I appreciate that. I wasn't too sure. I will say, the two... If I was to do a flaming sword, I'm going to stick with blue. Blue is still, like, the better color, in my opinion, than the red. And you know what? I don't think that takes away from the model. If anything, it's its own little, it's its own little eye catcher. You're gonna do a heated sword on your Death of Knights? Ooh, okay. Now that you said that, it is. I think the blue is... The colors are brighter on camera. Like, they get messed up on camera. In person, I see the colors a little bit more different. Edge highlight yellow. Just like on the blade edge, you're saying? This is the hard part. I don't really have a lot that I can edge highlight too much. That can be doable. I can probably do an orange the next little bit up from the yellow. I tried to get the bevel. Keyword is tried. I just did it because I was feeling a little spicy. I didn't go all the way up, but... The bevel I have a bit of a hard time doing. I think up near the tip, darker is better. Almost if I'm... Again, this is probably more work than I need to do. But this is how my brain is working. Black up until it curves about here. And then from the yellow up, I'd say do a red. Yeah. I'm gonna go with a darker one there. It's definitely going back to the red being more noticeable. Because they're brighter colors, it's easier to tell, like, oh, you can see the transition. The blue, I make it more subtle because it is a darker color. It's going from darker to, like, a, at most, very light color. But it doesn't have to be very much. No. Actually, that might be okay. I thought I made a mistake, and then I realized that's actually not as bad as I thought. Make the black actually come in a little bit on the bottom one. There. I'll put that down for a sec. I am going to have to do some touch-up paints at some point, but... Oh, here we go. There. I know it's very dark at the tip. I did put black a little bit down on the edge for an anti-edge highlight. This one, you can kind of see I messed up at the tip there. I got to get a new camera the more I look at the screen. Now, the silver doesn't really work in the middle, huh? If you look at that, you can see a strip of silver still, and that's the power blade part of it. Oh, I was going to show Eternal my Deathwing Knights. Hold on one second. So, I have my own little Deathwing Knights that I did the same... I tried to do the same, like, flaming power sword thing. Didn't work out as well. This is actually just, like, contrast paint for the swords. I don't, like... I'm going to work on these to make them look like that one. But these ones are that same type of... Too much blue on a sword, not a good definition of what I'm actually trying to go for. But at the time, I was trying to just get paint on models. So. Anyway, let's get... I'd say we're good there. I think I need to do the... I was trying to go for that, like, blue power sword thing again. I want to make them flaming like I did with that one. Just because I like blue flames. I'm going to keep repeating it. I love the look of blue flames. Ooh, I think I just took some paint off the shoe a little bit. I need to make sure I don't ruin everything I've done before. I need to do that whole blue tack onto cork bases and everything for these guys. That would literally stop so much of my complaining. this is the blood for the blood god. Give that a good shake. I have not used this in so long. Let's just set that down for a sec. Give that a good open. Ooh. There we go. We're going to use this one. It's a little smaller. Sticky right there. Do you want what colors I did that with? Because I'll tell you and you can do it yourself. I think I used 2 contrast paints on that, now that I look at it. But you can probably get away with 1. Yeah, that was done with 2. Well, speed paints, not contrast paints, but it's the same idea. I mean, it's based in black, and then I did a white dry brush, a really poor dry brush. And then for the, I did a, it's 2 blues that I used. I used a Beowulf blue for the base part of it, which is like a very purplish color. I'm going to tell you anyways, because you are going to get started on it. Literally, Beowulf blue and Magic blue are the 2 colors I used to make it look like that. That was the simplest I've ever done. And for those curious, all I'm trying to do now is my idea is that the blade guard was able to get a good cut on this Reaver Captain, at least on the arm, to the point where the arm is pretty much useless currently, unless the Reaver Captain puts a lot of force into the swing. So I'm trying to make it look like blood just running down the arm. And to bring it up to show you guys a bit more, I want to try and have it run on the claws. But I also meant not all of that blood is his. Because in order to risk getting at least a hit on the captain, the blade guard had to get his own hit in. Or in order for the blade guard to get his hit in, he had to take a hit from the Reaver Captain. So it's a mixture of both of those. And you know, once we're done with this guy, we can work on that blade guard guy and go through all these same processes as before. Oh, I didn't even realize the time. I mean, we're still good. We still got a little bit, but... And there. Just because the Space Marine's wounded does not mean they're, out. Brown, Corn, Red, Agrax, Earthshade, and Wazda Red to brine. Make a nice dried blood, and dried or drying blood. Blood for the blood god, or flesh wet astral blood, or blood for the blood god for fresh wet. Yeah, so that's what I just used, was blood for the blood god, to get a very wet, fresh cut. So, the arm is pretty much useless at this point to the Reaver Captain. Like I said, with a tremendous amount of force, he can, like, flail swing it at someone. It's not fully severed. But just because he's wounded does not mean he's out. He's still got his one other weapon primed and ready. I got this guy that I got to figure out where I want to make the scar for him. I'm definitely not going to make it the shield. Honestly, I probably should have done with the shield, cut some lines into it, and a few other things to make it look like it's been battle worn and all that stuff. I'll probably do his sword arm. Dripping with blood. Ooh, if I did helmet off, I could make it look like that his face got scarred. Put those to the side, pick you up. Am I pretty much done with this guy? I think so. I could try edge highlighting on a couple parts here and there. Oh, there he goes. I know I gotta touch up on the cape, at least on the tips and stuff like that, because where I touched, I pulled off paint. I think for what I got done, it's pretty good. I mean, I could. The problem is that that's adding a wash, and I don't want to add a wash to the cloak. Because the cloak looks so good. I don't want to make it look dirty or bad. I spent like a whole 3 hours on it, and I'm afraid of just ruining it. It's not easy to tell, but I did like layer on a bunch of paints and stuff like that. I was only gonna... The only parts that I was gonna add any dirtiness to is the actual armor itself. Because, like, this is the Wraithbone on its own. And then with a soft... I did a wash on it. With a soft tone wash, I was able to get that dirty look on the armor. I don't want to do it on the fur or anything because I spent a lot of time bringing different colors in, and it just mutes everything if I do a wash. So that is... Like, doing that would probably bring it to the next step, I guess, but I don't want to set myself back on all the work. If I'm doing the helmet, which that is the next part, it is going to be like that. Which... Ugh, excuse me. Although I might call it here for a night. It is like 6 minutes to 10. I think this is a good stopping point for now. I can come back with some fresh eyes and go from there. Yeah. So, just look at some stuff real quick. No, it does not. I am using an iPhone camera, and I'm using a app that uses that camera, and the quality is not to where I want it to be. I want to get a proper camera or find another way that I can make the quality look better. So, like, I need to do that. Like, taking photos and all that stuff and taking, like, all that works fine. I think it's the program I'm using to share the video with my computer is causing it to look bad. Not fully sure though. Anyway, I'm gonna do my little spiel for end of the night and all that. I hope you guys enjoy the content. If you want to see more, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. I try to stream 3 days a week, starting from like 7 p.m. EST to 10 p.m. EST. It does fluctuate a little bit here and there. I need to be better about doing all that stuff. If you want to be part of the community and share your own Warhammer models or other hobbies you're into, it's not just Warhammer. I know I do a lot of Warhammer on this channel. I have other hobbies and interests that I want to do on this channel. That is like carpentry, cosplay stuff, blacksmithing, all stuff that I want to do eventually. I need to get my butt and start doing it. But if you got stuff like that that you want to show off, I want to see it. I want to see what you guys do. I have a Discord, completely free to join. It is in the video description and in the channel description. Also, if you want to support the channel a bit more monetarily and all that stuff, I do have a Ko-Fi account. Maybe I'll do other things in the future. You can donate there. Everything you donate goes straight back into the channel to work on getting equipment, upgrades, maybe hiring an editor for videos. But with that all being said, you don't have to do any of that. Just having you here, hanging out, being a part of the community is more than enough. I just get on here to be a silly little goober and try to paint some models. Successfully? Not really. But with that all being said, I want you to go out there and make something awesome. I know you will.